Ian, how you doing?
What's going on?
What did you do? That's pretty cool.
I got the whole engine compartment kind of squared away. You know, I went with aluminum, and then I think like a riveted final detail would be pretty neat. You know, something real shiny down in there.
As I walk in, you know, we got the back fenders kind of in place. It's still like a hodgepodge. You know, like Ian said, anything goes, because this is just like the clay mold.
I love this because we still could put another element in here.
You can do whatever you want in here. You know, this surface is represented. I really want to get these fenders so that there's no holes in the back of the car. Looking at it now, it's really loose, sort of like a patchwork quilt, not even stitched together yet. But I'm seeing the finished flesh on this thing, and it's got to be set up correctly. I mean, the idea of screwing this Porsche quarter panel onto this Sterling body seems kind of strange.
That ain't strange, that's like crazy.
Yeah.
Madman. Now I'm getting excited again.
So what I was thinking was I just took this aluminum sheet, super light, and I just formed it over a piece of tube. That way it'll radius down into the engine compartment. So this is gonna pop on here. It's gonna do the same thing as everything else we've built so far. It's just gonna represent a surface. Yeah.
Slight body modification here.
I'm gonna have to put something in there to hold that up. Bundled sweatshirt technique, sponsored by Carhartt. Thank you very much. See? Now you're solid.
We got fiberglass, we got aluminum, we got a piece of my shoe, now we got a sweatshirt. Come on now.
Nobody breathe. See that?
There goes my Sterling.
Creased out.
We got aluminum foil, we got duct tape. It looks pretty rough, and there's a word for it, and it ain't a good word.
Custom bodywork. So this is all pretty distracting. I think we should just primer gray this area. That way we just have like a monotone looking thing we could build up off of. The aluminum foil just wasn't suspending itself like I had hoped. So I wanted to reinforce the whole taillight area with metal before we finalized the design.
I could save this aluminum for my sandwiches, for peanut butter and jelly sandwiches tomorrow.
I'm doing this fast and efficient, bunch of strips of a little thicker material. It's gonna end up right. This is just another super fast mock-up, you know, just to see what we're working with. By getting the go sign from that foil thing, you know, it's just a little bit rounder surface. I really just want to get rid of the rest of that Sterling in the rear quarter. The vents I know I don't want to see, so I'm gonna fit in some panels there just to get this thing so there's no holes in the back of the car. Well, just spray that gray, see what we come up with. Stand back on it now. Let's take a good whiff of those paint fumes, start to dream.
Man, I just go, that's like more like it.
See, that totally changes the whole thing. Now you're not looking at all these panels. You just kind of blur your eyes a little bit, and you got a fender, man.
Ian's gonna do the other side the same, and I can't wait to see it after it's all put together.
Everything that's happening here is pure sculpting. If you look at a sculptor, they start with an armature, and they keep adding and adding whatever it takes to bring to the surface. I know it's gotta be refined, but we need to get there somehow.
I came in today, Ian's doing some body work. I used to do that myself. I said, give me the sanding block, and I started and shoot. I didn't lose a darn thing.
I mean, you could tell I'm totally committed. When's the last time you see me doing body work?
It's good to see Victor getting his hands dirty, you know, doing some of the body work. We also got these two tools from Eastwood that'll help ensure that these lines on the car are symmetrical.
We're pretty close. And I'd like to see that in primer so it all, you know, ties in and we could get the big picture to make sure the fenders are the same.
Oh yeah, for sure. Primer gets rid of all the different tones. The gray just evens everything out. It's the best way to look at something in progress.
It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
flattening it out one tone, you can really see the shapes. A little refining on the driver's side, but I mean, that's a freaking massive rear end.
How much more work do you need to make a mold? You need it finished, right?
Oh yeah, the better we make the model, the better the mold comes out. Well, we could either turn the car around, start on the front, or if there's anything else you want to change back there, I'd say it's a perfect time to do it.
All the supercars got the fins on the bottom. Well, hey, guess what? I want the fins on the top and I want the fins on the side. Almost like a propeller to a boat, but straight.
Okay. Victor's coming up with all these ideas about multiple exhaust tips, some kind of really exotic designs, and I'm saying let's just try to get some real world structure to this theory. Let's just make like a cardboard mock-up, come up with some kind of concept. All right, so whatever diameter exhaust you use is up to you, but I got this tubing from the fiberglass. I'll just cut this cardboard off. We'll have something to work with. Way too small.
Too small. That's like embarrassing, you know. We need some like volume here, man.
So something more like this or this diameter, like way big.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at. Remember, massive.
Let's just tape them on the car, see kind of what we got proportion-wise. So, I mean, 3 sort of fits like that. That's an even better mock-up than freaking cardboard and drawing, huh? Well, stand back and look at that. I mean, 5-inch exhaust is pretty substantial.
I was thinking of having a fin, and a fin, but I only need the fins on top, on the bottom, and the 2 on the side. And it changes the whole back end of that car. And then put fins on the bottom. Yeah, exactly, a fin, okay.
The thing is, when Victor's describing all this and coming up with a cardboard concept, I'm really starting to see my own vision of it, and that's the challenge in this whole thing. I gotta build it. Got this really rudimentary jig on the table. What it's gonna afford me is the ability to mark each fin location symmetrically. And then they'll all screw together. So I know we're gonna get these parts polished in the end. So the idea of it being modular, they'll be able to easily polish it and then we can reassemble it. The whole thing here is the billet aluminum fad. When it looks high-tech, machine finish, looks expensive, it looks classy. I'm gonna do it without the expense or the class. Now, these are all together. They go back onto their jiggy jig, and we set up the design for these fins. Victor's fins looked a lot like this square. They were triangular. Instead of having this pointy triangle shape, I think it should go straight back, more jet-like. Sort of like that. This is inside the car. Probably the majority of this is in the car. So really, all you're seeing is like that. This is a pretty big plate to cut. Could use any type of high-tech machinery in the world. But I think I'm just gonna use the common jigsaw. I mean, this looks good, but I want it to look great. I think I'm gonna take a router and then make a radiused edge on all this. The dog's head is spinning. I don't think he's convinced for 1 iota that this is gonna work. Hey, not too bad for a couple carpentry tools, huh? What do you think? That edge looks so cool. I'm gonna do the same to these tubes. What's not to like about that? I was thinking that having these stacked together, it could be added to by just putting the spacer through here. And in effect, what that does is make it look like this fin travels right through. And it makes it look a little bit lighter. This thing is really starting to come together. I think the shop inspector is even starting to get convinced. Again, this is all still just roughed out. If you have to cut it or modify it, so we will. So you can see, it's gonna go right in the middle of that license plate opening. See now. Now he's finally conceding. We're just gonna cut out in here and then something like this. It's gotta go in a good 8 or 9 inches. Aha! So the whole concept is these being the stock exhausts, we're gonna want something a little rowdier sounding, but we'll be able to work within the parameters of the stock exhaust setup, aiming right through here. Oh yeah, that's totally cool. That's exactly what I was hoping to achieve. There may even be more fins coming out the width of the car below, but that's rocket ship. Looks like it's gonna fit. It can be adjusted later. I just have one other element that I want to surprise Victor with.
Ian, how's it going?
Hey man, got that exhaust mocked up.
That's rad, man.
After I open the door, I look straight to the car. I know I say, wow, this was wow.
That ain't what I give you when I left.
Yeah, no, I made a few changes. Victor walks in and I could tell right away he's digging it. It's a far cry from a cardboard tube.
And it's centered with the car and it gives it just enough bulk to give it like, look, I got the power behind me. He's thinking, hey, is that okay with you? What's he looking on the table for? What's there?
Oh, the last thing we were doing when you walked in was these three. I forgot about them until he just reminded me.
Hey.
So you know that intake you had over there in the other shop? I took 3 of the horns, the intake horns, and I made them fit the tubes here. These work as an additional element, like crosshairs. So they just go in like a key, right? You index it, you turn it, and they clip right in.
What a difference. Dude, thanks. Dude, thanks.
I almost forgot about that.
That exhaust system is wicked. I mean, look at that.
What we've achieved so far is pretty solid. The rear end's looking good. We haven't even considered the front of the car. So we're really just still in the clay model stage of this thing. You know, anything can happen with the taillights. The exhaust will go in on the final body. I think we should spin this car around and get onto the front.
Again, we just finished.
Right.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I know. I've got some ideas. I know Victor's head is spinning. What we achieved in the rear, I can't wait to transfer that energy into the nose of the car. We made great progress on the rear end of this car. Pulling that Porsche bumper really streamlined the effort. Coming around to the front end of the car, there's absolutely nothing there. I've never built a car like this. We're doing it kind of piece by piece, but in the end, the car has to look like it was a solid design from the beginning. What really set the pace for the look in the back was just starting off with something, you know, some shape to represent the flavor. I'm really hoping we can get some kind of shape that ties this front end to the back. We're working with nothing here, blank slate. First order business is to try to mock up some parts. The Sterling's square, and that's just not what we're going for.
See, 'cause, I mean, everything's out of proportion, but the way I seen it was like this. I'm just looking at this point going down into the hood. All this will be discarded. This is all I'm looking for and actually up higher.
The whole style of the front end we're trying to create here is sort of like raised fenders, super low hood height. Put these burned up fenders on the car, and it's sort of the direction we're looking to go. These are already way better than the Sterling because they're so much rounder. You know, we're getting away from this flat, faceted shape, and you got an arch, man. It's working.
It kind of fits. This is how Henry Ford did it.
I'm sure. The only thing he didn't have was cordless tools, man. The concept we're creating here is nothing different than any customizer's ever done since all this started. You know, you have some handmade stuff, but you're using production pieces and you're warping them into your own new flavor. I mean, looking at the rear fender, you know, again, you're gonna enhance it a bit, but it's a way better starting point than that flat Sterling thing. And still, I know you're gonna want it way more up in the center, but see how we can just do the same thing as the rear, just pie cut it, segment it, pull it down and we'll just have to add some kind of curvature to the top. I can see these fenders getting us to where we need to go, but I really want to put on the nose piece too. You know, it's all got to work together. It's pretty loose, man. It's the face only a mother could love.
Yeah, to be frank, it's terrible.
I think the clinical term would be butt ugly. First thing I want to do is get rid of these headlights, cut them out. I definitely want to do something way different on the nose of this. This is way better than those other funky parts. These fenders are just perfect. Because of the rim and tire selection, you know, the fenders were not going back in their stock place. So what I did was I moved them out, changed the angle a little bit, raised them up. So, you know, even though they are Porsche fenders, they're nothing like it if you put it side by side. Pretty impressive. But again, there's a giant hole in the car. I'm thinking about one thing that just might work. There's one thing about that Sterling is it does have the flavor of what we're looking for. Just like with everything else, I'm gonna use the portions of it I think will work and cut out the rest. Love this surface. You can see we're right on this area Victor said he was committing to. This height flows perfectly up into here. Right here, it starts to rise up, and that's the area that is a foul. Like with all the other components on this car, you know, we're trying to make it our own. The Sterling hood's getting trimmed way back. I'm just using the portion of it that represents the profile I'm looking to achieve. Perfect. It's very curved, even though it made it look flat to the eye. And by screwing it down, it gives us a perfect transition to these fenders. Just by removing the scoops and kind of trimming it back a little, I think this hood's gonna work. I just need to make some simple structure to attach everything, and then it's on to finish work. Use these aluminum sheets, it's the same process as in the rear, just trying to create a contour, something to build off, and the look that I want. Being that this car is gonna have a mold on it, in the end, the construction here, anything goes. It's purely a mock-up. Now we're getting somewhere. This is all about the concept. I'm gonna tape some of it up, spray paint it, sit back, check it out. Getting these fenders mocked up, I really see the potential of this valley and hip fender aspect Victor was trying to get his point across about. I see a issue with that bumper. Maybe that one's not the right call for the car. We're gonna have to figure that part out. I'm positive this bumper is not the right look, but what it's offering is a structure to build off of. Welded in this mounting bar to support the bumper, but I definitely have to widen it. One thing I've learned from chopping up a lot of cars is to retain the look of the thing, you section it, it's gonna cut both ends off and widen them out independently. As crazy as this sounds, my whole idea here is to just sheet the thing with aluminum. You know, we'll have a blank slate and we can work forward from there. You hold your hands just right and squint hard enough, it's really starting to look like something. And that looks pretty cool. I like the way this is shaping up. We're gonna match the other side and we're gonna get a lot closer. This car is definitely looking a lot different than the last time Victor saw it, and I am curious of what his thoughts are. Before Victor gets in, I really wanted to nail this concept, so I went ahead and did some finish work. I laminated the aluminum and the fenders with fiberglass and then went over that with body filler and, starting to present a finished surface. I took a bit of a leap of faith on all the work on the hood. I hope Victor likes it.
Ian, what's going on?
Hey man, just fleshing this thing out.
Wow, what a difference. Last time I seen the car, I was having nightmares because the car wasn't quite coming out the way I see it. I love the lines, and there we go again. We got the fenders going down, I got my valley, then it looks like it ties in with what's going on in the back.
Yeah, you know, that skirt was just a generic layup for me to get some symmetry in the thing. That other tuner car bumper is a little strange, so whatever you want to do, man, it's ready. Victor loves the idea of the blank slate. You know, setting it up like this just gives you every opportunity to discuss more design.
I was so tripped out last night when I woke up, man. This morning I got out of bed and I've been shopping. I mean, I need to get a front end on this thing, and I looked at 20 different styles and I think I found the right one.
Victor says he's got something else to add to the car. You know, I never know what to expect.
All right, I'm gonna go grab it out of my truck.
At this point, I'm thinking, hey, it could be anything. You know, hopefully it's not a new rear bumper.
Ian, check this out. You won't believe where I found this.
What the heck is that off of?
It's a Lamborghini front end.
Wow.
Found a Lamborghini junkyard.
A
Don't ask
Lamborghini
me what
junkyard.
year.
This is not what I was expecting at all. You see, I'm going about it with a bunch of aluminum foil and body filler, and he pulls out the supercar card. That's good stuff. It's not what I was expecting. Expensive.
My back pocket's hurting. There's nothing here. Look.
Wow.
Does that look familiar?
Wow. You're going for
That's
it, man.
it.
That's the right call.
That's all I got left.
You know, the other thing looked kind of like a Honda tuner car. This thing is nasty. I love the way that those two things come together. You don't get that when it's separate.
And there's your vents. That'll work for the two radiators on each side, right?
For sure. That thing's mean.
Hopefully it fits and we don't have to hack it up like the other one.
Just mocking up this Lamborghini nose, it's the look, you know? It's night and day between what we're starting with, that tuner car bumper, and this. It's like a super aggressive, really low. It's just a whole higher level of design.
You know, sometimes I come in with something or use stuff I have laying around and I gotta really pitch these to them. So I walk in with this Lamborghini front end. I knew I wasn't gonna have to pitch too hard.
On its own, it looks freaking awesome, but to get it to fit with the car, we're gonna kind of have to change everything. We're gonna have to blend out all those hard edges. We're gonna have to cut back 90% of the work I just did. I got a couple ideas, man. The thing is, just get out the tools and try to make it work.
But anything you cut off on this thing, could you save it so I could at least hang it on my garage wall?
Yeah. To get this Lamborghini nose on the car, I gotta undo a lot of the work I already accomplished, but hey, that's part of the mock-up. You know, this design is really worth the extra effort. Victor's kind of sweating it, you know. He doesn't want to risk these parts. He doesn't want to see me just chop them apart. I'm gonna send him packing, take a little of the pressure off, and get to work. I was having trouble conceptualizing what the nose of this car was gonna look like. Victor comes in with the heavy hitting part. These pieces nail it. My idea is heavy surgery. I'm gonna cut back everything I just did, splice this piece in, remount it, blend it together. And fitting up this nose, just trying to make it look like one piece. Somebody's gonna not be able to realize that it's 5 different concepts all mashed together. Definitely cutting off this edge here. So I put 2 fasteners, one on each side of that. I'm gonna cut this right off. When I blend it together, all this hardware disappears. Pretty much, the surface does this. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. The whole thing with this process is it's kind of so reaching in the dark, you know? It's just looking for these little glimpses of hope to carry you through, because trust me, this isn't easy. This is like the challenge of a lifetime, and we're going about it pretty haphazardly. To fill in these gaps, the same process as with the fenders, just some aluminum sheeting, fiberglass, filler. You know, one thing I've always wanted to do is, you know, build complete car bodies in the style of Ed Roth, and you know, this is very similar to that. Glomming a whole bunch of stuff together, no matter what it is, and then making a mold on it. The thing with the mock-up is it's about visualizing if you can move forward, you know? So taping it up, spraying it gray, it gives you perfect representation of a yes or no to your question. This is why I'm doing this with the gray stuff. So you kind of sit back, look at it, it's gonna work. You know, you got two drastically different styles in the bumper and the fender design, but we're gonna do a little deletion of both, defining ridges, kind of right in there. One thing about transplanting this nose piece on it is it doesn't really work with the ridges on top of the fender. The look of the other car was defined by these really sharp cuts in the body panels. This one doesn't have any of that. So I'm just gonna cut this off right here, and the filler's gonna delete this rise. The filler's gonna come right up and over, so you won't have this or this. That's the plan, and I'm sticking to it.